Good evening, Tarot Land. I hope this Friday night is a tarot night, especially for Max Himalabalabahula. Hi, Max. Hello. How are you? Yes, this is a beginning of a little tarot evening here. And the tarot table camera is on. And the idea here is anyone who has a question for the tarot or the I Ching, just type an exclamation mark and the word join without any spaces. And you join the queue. You join the waiting list for questions. So I will take easy tarot question. I'm kidding. I'll take tarot question. Now, the way I approach the tarot readings, this is my normal thing, is to look at it for suggestion. Things to consider, things that occur to one to think about. So that's how it works, essentially. So let me switch back to the tarot camera. If you have a question, just type exclamation mark and the word join all together, no spaces. And you get right in and you'll get an answer. The latest subject I've been talking about since my last stream is the gradual building of a tarot deck, which is quite a bit of work and is actually going really well. Yes, so doing a tarot deck, and initially I began with a couple of the number cards, but then once I sort of developed a basic idea of the technique, switched over and began working on the major arcana. And it's quite interesting. I have to be careful though, because I do a lot of leaning over the table when I'm working on the images, and I crane my neck and I end up giving myself a really sore neck, and I have to take a couple days off. It's really irritating, but that's one of the drawbacks of working on a tarot deck, I guess. A lot of leaning leaning over the table with bad posture while working, and it can get, I didn't even realize that it was straining those muscles back there. And after a week of evenings doing that, I was like, oh, why is my neck sore? What did I do? It took me a couple days to realize that it happened because of what I was doing. So, yeah, there you go. Got to slow it down a little bit. So what I will do is I'm going to kick off my little stream with just a little sort of a general reading for the evening. Sari Rodas, hi, how are you? If you have a question for the tarot or the I Ching, just type an exclamation point and then the word join. And you don't need any spaces, just exclamation point, join. And that'll put you into the queue. But I'm going to start off with a little 3-card reading for the evening, for Tarot Friday night. All right. Let's have a look at what the tarot is going to have to say. Sometimes it's interesting when I can figure it out. One, two, three. What are the cards going to talk about? I don't even really know. We're just shooting blind with a 3-card reading just to see what is suggested. 1. Ace of Swords. 2. The Page of Wands. 3. The 8 of Cups reversed. Okay. Well, this is just for the evening. What to think about. Well, getting our head together. There's a lot of stuff been going on, a lot of thinking. You know, idea. Get an idea and run with it. Perk up. Use your enthusiasm for what you make. Go ahead and just make it. Don't worry about it. Don't rely on your expertise. Figure it out as you go. That's what this page guy. This is a young guy. This is a learner. Highly motivated. A little confused at times. A little foolhardy at times. But so what? But that's what it's saying here. Okay, you got your ideas. You got plenty of them. Your head is kind of maybe in the way here, but the ace usually doesn't mean it's in the way. It means it's strong, it's abundant, it's ready to go. Something's ready to kick off. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's anyone listening. Even watching a recording of this later on, it could apply at that moment for someone. But yeah, lots of energy, lots of ideas flying around. The potential here to execute all sorts of plans is very high. Enjoy, create, make without any worry about really where the heck it's going. Now, don't forget, the heart, the enjoyment of everything, the love for what you do, or that feeling of enthusiasm coming from here in making something. This 8 here is the sort of perfect balance, harmonized effort. But it's not. It's there's a struggle. And you know what? When I started the stream tonight, this could be a reading for me, because I was like, I don't know if I can do it tonight. I don't know. But then, you just have to stop and say, you know what? Doing a stream of tarot reading is just reading the cards. You don't have to come up with a bunch of brilliant commentary. You can just pull cards and read them to the best of your ability and at that moment. So having those little worries and, feeling a little down about things and feeling a little on the, low energy side is what this is, that little resistance. But this is the focus here. Now, I don't know. This may not mean anything to anyone listening because it's very non-specific. This is really just an inaugural stream reading. Get the stream started off in its first 10 minutes with something to ponder. Fire up your mind. Let the ideas flow. Really, that's what this sword is telling me. Let them go. They're there. Just start talking. Don't worry about where things are headed. And get over yourself. So, all right, let's see. Let's try to continue and do an I Ching reading to go along with this. I like to do that. Okay, we're going to throw the coins, see what the hexagram is to go along with the 3-card reading, to perk up, go along with the flow, enjoy it, don't worry about where things are going, and get over, feelings of, what are they called? The feelings of, I'm inadequate to this task. I don't know if I can do it. Does it make any sense? I don't know. That's what that is, that resistance. Something to get over. What does the I Ching tell us? First line of the hexagram is 3, 3, and 3. That's 9. That is a yang line moving. Next line. 2, 2, and 2, 6. So that is a yin line moving. Third line. 2, 2, and 3. That's 7. That is a yang. Yin and yang. Two friends. Okay. 2, 2, and 3. 7 again. Yang. Again. The 5th. 2, 2, and 3. 7. Yang. One more. And then we get the big result. And it's a 9. A yang again, but moving. All right. Now, we have top is the heaven. 1. Heaven trigram. Bottom. Mountain. No, I'm sorry. It's fire. Oh boy. We have heaven, and fire. So top is heaven, fire down here, and they intersect at 13. Hexagram 13. All right, let's write that down. And what is hexagram 13? I'm looking for it. Socializing. Well, well, well. How interesting. All right. What does it have to tell me? I'm going to read it. This is interesting. The 13th hexagram suggests this is a time when you should go out and spend time socializing with other people. Take every opportunity to do so, for your success depends on it. This time is important because you will be making new contacts, forming new friendships, and creating new alliances. You will benefit if you join with or organize others and then undertake some great endeavor with them. Some of the people you meet may present you with opportunities, or you will perceive opportunities yourself. When that happens, inquire of the oracle again about how to proceed to bring about the best outcome. Not all opportunities are beneficial, so also ask the oracle what you can expect if you act on this particular opportunity. In any event, you must conduct yourself honorably and with the greatest integrity, and you must always act in the best interests of the group. If you are modest and avoid arrogance, people will feel comfortable approaching you. Proceeding in that manner will bring you great success and good fortune. You will also benefit from cultivating good manners and social skills. Because this is the time of socializing, you may go forth confidently, knowing that you will be received with friendliness and goodwill, and that success will come to you. Well, okay, so socializing, streaming is a form of socializing. So it's saying nothing more than, yeah, I guess it was a good idea to start your stream tonight, even though you were hesitant to do so. That's what that means. But be modest about it, and don't be all, don't be a blowhard. This is, the I Ching constantly reminds people to behave well. I think really that's all it really does. The I Ching really just says, don't be full of yourself, and be on the quiet side, and do things when it's most opportune for everyone to do them. That's what the I Ching says. I think it's a whole lot of thousands and thousands of words that basically just say that. Yes, you can ask a question. Alan Draw with Hones. You can ask a question. Go ahead. I do have to finish the lines of this, though. So we do have, on the 6th line, bottom line, it's a moving line. It says it's time for you to go out and meet existing and former friends, as well as making new acquaintances. Bring success, be confident, be true to your principles, don't let fear stand in your way. Okay, so that's fine. That 9 on the bottom. And then we have the 6 in the next position, which says you're limiting your social activities to your immediate circle. That will not work to your benefit. Okay, so widen, broaden, involve with more people. And then the top line is a 9 again, and that suggests you wish to socialize and mingle freely and openly with a person or group of your choice, but are facing obstacles that are too great to be overcome completely. However, you have accomplished part of your goal in that you are able to spend time with these people occasionally, even if in out-of-the-way places. Don't blame yourself for failing to meet your goal. Okay, so there are resistances, there are problems, of course. So the Tarot 3 cards combined with this I Ching reading of Hexagram 13 suggest, get your thoughts in order, and you've got plenty of them. You don't have to worry about that. You've been thinking about this plenty. You'll come up with something to say. Have no fear. And enjoy the path without planning it. That's what the page in the middle with the wands does. And on the right, get past your any negativity, basically, and apply yourself with your usual sort of enjoyment. That's what it's saying. And the I Ching then reinforces that, saying, get out and talk to people. And sure, there's still some resistance, but that's fine. Alondra, go ahead and ask your question. Okay, you join. I'll tell you how. You join by doing you see what I just typed? Exclamation mark join. That's how you join. Alondra, you want advice? Okay. All right. I get what you mean. It's just sort of a general feeling. You're not sure what to do or where to go. Okay, let's see what tarot has to say. So, Alondra, what you do right now, your job on your end, is to just think about the question you just wrote. Basically, the sort of kind of advice sort of thing. The cards don't tell you what to do, but they basically say, hey, have you thought about this? And what about that? And oh, by the way, there's one little thing maybe you should consider here that sometimes people forget. That's what the tarot really is good at. So, let's see now. Alondra. All right. This card wants to come out. This card. And this card. Now, let's look. This is advice. Okay. We're not doing reversals for advice for such general sort of considerations. We're just taking the basic meaning. Now, what we've got here is we're sort of looking at this as a little three-part story. And usually what I do is I assume that the card on the left is something that we kind of have going into the present moment that we want to sort of keep hold of. The center card is something that we need to think about doing right now. And the card on the end is sort of, this is where we want to look at moving. Now what we've got is the Two of Cups. The cups are the heart and soul. This is your love, your feeling, all your emotional life. And sometimes when people are lost and don't quite know what to do, the feelings get kind of dull and they go down, they dip, they can get bland, sort of, they can get sort of on the sadder side, But what the 2 is saying, the 2 is the number of coalescing, of coming together, of coupling, of joining, of friendship. So the 2 is basically the card that's ringing that bell of friendship communication. Someone to share with. The sharing, the coming together of 2 people. The bringing together. That's what the sharing, the open share. It has to be an open sharing. It can't be a selfish one. You see, this 2 of cups is very, it's clear cut in the sense that you don't mess with that. You can't try to gain something from someone else. You have to come together openly and equally and join and share. And that tends to open up feelings, and things start to happen, and things get talked about differently. And sometimes you learn things when you're very open with someone who may not even be expecting it. You tend to get surprising results, and that's why that 2 is there. Now, the Hanged Man shows up here, and the Hanged Man is a deep, big, major card. This is one of the big ones, the 12th. And this is looking at really significant personality factors like deep in your mind. And what this is sacrifice. But it's willing. It's done with a sense of noble sort of purpose, where this person has put this rope here and has done this, and you see the position, how he's sort of comfortable. He's like got his legs sort of crossed. He's kind of like, blah, da, 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 da. I'm just hanging here. Yeah, hanging. Yeah, how's it going? Everybody looks upside down to me. But that's cool, because I'm just kind of letting things develop. I'm letting things take their natural course, and I'm not going to be pushy even with myself. I'm not going to make demands of myself right now. I'm going to just kind of let things come to me, and they could be totally brand new perspectives that I've never even considered before. But I need to drop my guard in order to do it. That's what this hanged person is doing. Dropping their guard. They're very vulnerable. And that reinforces the 2 of cups, the coming together and the sharing openly in an emotional sense with someone. The cups are emotion. The Hanged Man, with this kind of sacrifice, is willing to take that risk and to share openly and really sort of put it all out there. Hanging himself out there on the line, basically, is what it is. But without a sense of urgency or pushing or rushing. It takes its time. This guy can hang there all day long and wait for things to come to him slowly. It's very meditative, really, this card. Now, that coming up, you've got 2 2s here. 2 couplings. This is the coupling in a physical sense. This is bringing things together. And sometimes it has to do with work, money, but physical, the body. So you've got the heart and the body here, coupling, coming together, sharing with someone, and taking time and letting your guard and defenses drop away is what this main card here is suggesting. You don't need to push and demand of yourself that you figure out what you should do right now. you can take the approach of this person, which is kind of like, let it just grow slowly and naturally. Put your head down in the earth. Get it out of the clouds. Put it down. Reverse everything. Be humble. And let things just happen kind of very gradually and naturally, because then they will really be significant. Yes, that's a good phrase, Alondra. Just allow it to be. I think that fits the reading very well. That's a good summation of it, because it implies taking time. It's sort of like when you don't know quite what to do and which way to turn, and you get a little depressed about it. Usually that's going on for a reason, because you need time to develop your will. There's something you don't have yet or don't understand, and it takes time to get to that. Because we have all kinds of crazy defense mechanisms that come into place. But the Hanged Man shows up there to say, drop the defense mechanisms as you see them. If you understand that they're there, let them go. Now, you can't let them go if you don't know what they are. But it's a general attitude. Once you get that thought in your head of letting things sort of take their time and letting the defenses drop, they start to drop because you understand unconsciously. So so I see what you're saying here. You're controlling of situations, and you go instead of being patient and give a new perspective. Yes. I think, sometimes we all have a little bit of type A personality in us. And sometimes we need to look at the Hanged Man and go, okay, I need to just kind of sit and not worry about one damn thing for the next, I don't care how long, if it takes a week and I'm sitting here, that's fine. That's what the Hanged Man says, basically. But also remember, the reading is also saying share. Share. There's something to share. There's something in feeling, and there's something in the physical realm to just sort of think about bringing together and share, and sort of, that idea two are stronger than one. Combining of things. That's something to think about also. So it could simply mean, the twos there could simply be saying, to enjoy a friend. Talk about your feelings, talk about things with someone. That's sort of what I get from twos, typically. While at the same time letting your defenses down. Yeah, Alondra. I mean, I honestly think almost everyone needs to drop social media, because you know what happens with social media. And I don't even know the half of it with social media, because I'm a terrible social media user. So my use of social media is actually way less than most people who know what they're doing. But that's actually not a good thing, because even when I use social media, as little as I do, it's like goofy crazy. It's like you're just trying to make stuff up as fast as you can so you can type it real quick. And you want to make a certain mental impression real quick. And it's like, sometimes good things come out, but a lot of times it's just a bunch of total, like, superficial stuff. And if you do that all day long, every day, you're just engaging. It's like watching bad TV all day long. It's not going to have a good effect. So that Hanged Man, there you go again. It comes back. It's like, okay, rest. It's like, go hang a while, you know? So, well, Twitch, you know, Twitch and YouTube, I actually am really sort of the Twitch I find very interesting because you can do things like this. You know, hey, I play games too, and I have streamed some games just for the fun of it. But when I was like thinking about streaming, I was like, you know, streaming actually can be a useful thing, and you can focus very well on tarot readings on something like Twitch, I think, without a whole lot of effort. You set up a couple cameras, and, you know, I think it's actually really helpful. So there are some things that I would say social media, and I guess Twitch really is a form of social media, but you can sort of do it on your own terms and set your own pace. It's not the same as that super fast back and forth texting with people, you know, like when you're in between, like, you know, you're washing your hands, you're running to make dinner, and you're trying to go down and get in the car and run to the grocery store, and you're running down the hall and you're typing to 6 different people. That's what I mean. That kind of like crazy stuff. Okay, so Alondra, good. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that those 3 cards mean something. That's really good. I have met nice people too, Alondra. Absolutely. Yeah, and right here in the tarot thing, I've met people. It's really interesting. Okay, so we have Bath Ban. You are up next. You're welcome, Alondra. Go ahead, Bath Ban, and ask a question, and I will consult the tarot over there on the table that you can see. And Slide On Bro, you are next after Bath Ban. Okay, Bath Ban, I see what you're asking. What to do about your love life. All right. Well, that's a very general approach to a question, which is good. So basically, I'm going to go over there, and we are going to do the 3-card reading. We'll do some shuffling, of course. Now, Bath Ban, think about the situation. Meditate on it while I'm doing this. Keep it in your mind. Basically, drop everything else you're thinking about and just think about what you just asked. And look at the cards on the screen. All right. What to do about your love life? Judgment. The King of Wands. Four of Cups. This is a major, major card. We're talking about love life here. This is the card of listening to what you already know. This is the card of listening to your inner voice, making decisions based on a real understanding of what it is you want, what you're called to do, following your purpose. And what it's saying here is this is something you understand that you have. This is not something you are lacking. This is an innate ability you have, and it's just simply saying, hold that, keep that in mind. Keep in mind the sense of following your true purpose. Now, that doesn't only mean in love, because, when you're talking about what to do about your love life, it has a lot to do with how you're doing other things and how confident you're feeling, how you're running your life, how you're pursuing what it is you want to do. Sometimes people pursue things they don't want to do, and that has an effect on their love life because it makes them, it destabilizes their soul, their confidence. So the general ability to hear what your voice, what you, the actual you, is telling you is one of the major problems of life. If you're in a job, you're delivering water bottles, but what you really want to be doing is painting houses. And you're delivering water bottles and you're constantly thinking about, why aren't I painting houses? That, you know what I mean? That gets a little distracting, and it makes people, it gets a little aggravating. Well, if you want to be painting houses, then, you have to find a way to do that. And following that voice, but you have to know that that's what it is you really want to do. This is the simplest way of putting it. But this goes deep, this following of the voice. It goes really deep. It's a very sort of important, life-changing skill, I guess, to hear it and follow its message. Sometimes dreams play a part in it. You can see it's very mystical. You got this guy, goofball, up in the clouds with a horn, blah, well, and these like naked people, but whatever. Some of these cards, the images are kind of stupid, frankly, but they're stupid almost intentionally. They're trying to sort of make little silly scenes out of really deep, profound things so that you don't get scared by them. That's why they're so stupid looking. Because this is a big one. It can scare you. how do I listen to my inner voice? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Well, you have to sit and search for it. That's what meditation sometimes is saying. So keep that in mind. Now, the King of Wands. Wands are passion, creation, desire, and that all plays a big role in the love life, obviously. The Wands, the King, he's basically, he's got this. He is like, he's heard his inner voice, and he's like, whatever, I heard my inner voice a long time ago, and I got to be king, sucker. So here I sit, and I make the rules, and I'm really a little full of myself, but I'm kind of relaxed about it. I don't take it all too seriously because I'm king, and I can basically tell people to do whatever I want. Doesn't mean be bossy. What this is the card of is, it's basically saying you listen to your inner voice, you figure out what it is you really want, you just sort of put your head on that. It doesn't mean you have to figure it out. It doesn't mean you have to get to it right now. It just means put your mind on it, and you will most likely lead right into a much more confident status creatively and in the realm of the passionate quarters of life. And then what comes up is emotional well-being. The 4, the stable, nice, homey, kind of comfortable acceptance. Feelings that you're comfortable with how you feel. The 4, and this is the symbol of love and emotion, the cup. That's what this card is about. So this confidence, this listening to yourself, taking heed of that subtle inner voice, building your confidence creatively, following your heart, leads to a sense of emotional well-being and a full expression of your love life. That's what the 4 is. The 4 is the coming together and enjoying and being content card emotionally. So listen to the voice. Big thing. Listen to what it is you tell yourself when you're half asleep that you really should be doing, and get that sort of confident, that trust in your abilities, and it leads to this. So Bath Band, there you have it. And listening to the inner voice, I'm telling you, I know how hard that can be. It can take a long time. But you don't have to get there. See, that's the thing about meditation, for example. You don't have to get to nirvana, blah, 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 I'm levitating off the ground because I'm so good at this. You don't have to ever even get there. Just doing it at all is the thing. It starts having an effect instantaneously as soon as you try it for 1 second. And that listening to the voice card of judgment, that's all that card is saying. Just listen for 1 second. Just make the first start and watch what starts to happen. Watch how those other 2 cards start coming in. That's the thing. People often think that things like meditation and following your voice requires, ever really hearing the ultimate voice. But that's really not true. It's just trying. And sometimes you actually are hearing the real voice, but don't know it. So, but the idea is just do it. Just try. That's all. Slide on, bro. Slide on, bro. If you're still with us, you can go ahead and fire a question at the tarot. Slide on, bro. I am going to go and consult the cards. And we have Wandering Bishop. Wandering Bishop, just type exclamation mark and the word join, and you will get in to the queue. Okay, slide on, bro. Any messages? So the angel is the tarot. And let's see what the message is. Keep your mind on your question. Keep your mind right there on the idea of hearing a message delivered across all of this distance from wherever you happen to be and where this deck of cards happens to be at this very moment, this little pinpoint of time where these very distant thoughts meet each other. I'm going to part the deck at a point, and we're going to pull the message like 3 envelopes. Justice. The Queen of Wands. The 9 of Coins. Message. First of all, this is a deep, major factor. This is, an influential sort of personality trait. This is a more temporary condition. Message. Take stock of things as they are right now. Think about being fair. Excuse me, being fair. Think about take different aspects of your situation and see if there's something not being given enough attention. Justice wants to balance. Justice wants to think about things equally, to spread the awareness around, to sort of look at things calmly, almost in a detached way. Just like sit down and kind of think about things carefully and steadily without worry. Kind of take that approach where I am going to deal with these situations, these matters, calmly and effectively. That's what the sword is there to suggest. I am going to basically get past the nonsense and deal incisively with whatever requires my attention. But my attention has to be even-handed. I have to think about fairness to people, but also fairness in the way I treat one idea versus another. Okay, so think about things evenly, fairly. Weigh these matters cautiously before making decisions. Now, moving into the kind of creative angles, passion and desire and will and what you're wanting to do. This queen, she has a similarity to justice. There's a calmness, there's a confident sort of a gentleness here. Encourage things to develop. Guide them gently. Encouragement. This can be applied to ideas and to people, to efforts that trying to make things happen. Take the queen's approach, which is she's no pushover, but just like justice is suggesting, she keeps a calm grip and control on things and thinks before she acts and does things to make things flourish. And then the 9 of coins. This is the physical world. This is work and money and body, and this is touch. Earth. And the 9 is the card of almost getting there. So when you're almost there, you've almost achieved something or gotten something you want. You've almost attained something that you wanted to get. You want to possess. But it takes more effort and time, and you've got to stick with it. That's what that 9 is. You've got to push through, and you're going to have to use all of your calm, gentle, persuasive powers and even-handed treatment of people and different ideas to get through, to get at what it is you are trying to grab hold of. And slide on, bro. That, I think, is a message that all of us could use. Wandering Bishop. You're welcome, slide on, bro. Wandering Bishop, you can ask a question. Looking for insight or advice regarding an ongoing medical condition. Well, first of all, the tarot cannot tell you anything to do medically. That's just, we all just have to sort of understand that. What it can sort of give you is, something to consider as, with anything you're dealing with, anything that we are dealing with. It's nice to have a suggestion for things to think about. And insight about, sort of how to handle oneself in those situations, I think is the way to go with this. The tarot will not say anything about what you should or shouldn't do around a medical condition, because only a doctor can really talk about that kind of thing. Medical conditions are for medical professionals to deal with. But, the tarot, it's like if you have like a medical condition, you're talking to your best friend and you're saying, things about how you're feeling and worries or stuff like that, then the tarot functions that way. It's a friend that sits and it sort of gives you, as you said, you picked the right word, it gives you insight. So let's go over there and look at insight. So think about, on your end, think about insight. And it doesn't have to be even about the medical condition itself. It can just be, insight into how one handles one's own feelings while dealing with various issues. Medical, any kind of issues that concern us, you know what I mean? We all need like a little help with that sometimes. Okay. Now, this message, we got one major card here, and we've got two court cards, which are sort of, this is like a deeper sort of thing. And what we're seeing here is feeling, creativity, and desire, and then deeper sort of psyche issues. Okay. The King. Heart, emotion, love, feeling. This is the heart full of emotion, dealing with whatever emotions are coming. And the King knows he can do that. The King knows he can keep control of his heart. He's got hold of it. He's looking off at some other business over here because he's basically bouncing this thing on his knee because he knows that he can handle whatever his heart throws at him. He has that basic innate understanding of himself, and that's what this card is reminding us of. It's saying, hey, whatever comes, whatever feelings arise from it, there's this strong ability to handle it and to grow from it and get stronger. The King always gets stronger. Power builds power. That's what happens here with the feelings. The emotion isn't going to drag this King down. It's just going to make him better and stronger. Keep that in mind. Now here, you've got the Knight on the horse, this character of active seeking, pushing out into the world. In other words, it's saying, if there's something you want to do it. Because the Knight just gets on his horse and says, see you guys, I'm off, I'm going to go do it. I don't care what you guys are saying to me. You're saying, be careful on the road, don't fall off your horse, you might bang your head. He's like, whatever, I'm off. That's the attitude of the Knight. He can be a little impulsive at times. He can take risks, yes, but this is creativity, the wands. This is like passion. This is the passion for what you want to do. And it's just saying, enjoy that. Enjoy it. Make stuff. Now here, the Devil. Okay, the Devil is often thought of as really dark. Now what it can be saying is, there can be a tendency to be ensnared and stuck and trapped with negativity, with dark feelings. That's why you see these chains, these ropes here. There's an attachment to something
that gets a little obsessive and you can't break free of it. Okay? And what this card is here to say is a couple things, but the devil has that. And it's saying, you know, you want to be aware of being caught in a rut, being enslaved by your own emotions. But see, that brings us back here. This guy's not enslaved by his emotions. This guy is handling them and is totally getting stronger because of them. This guy is doing what he loves to do. This is a deeper sort of a thing that has to be dealt with. But the devil also has a positive aspect in that these ropes are also a tie, a connection, a lifeline to the deeper, poorly understood, subterranean, unconscious parts of a person. And that becomes tricky because being able to take that positive sort of, you know, when you can delve down into feelings, worries, and you can bring them into the light, so to speak, so that you're no longer bound and controlled by them, the way this card implies you can be. So you become more like this king. So this is the warning here. These are the ammunition that one needs to combat the trapped and desperate negative aspects of the devil card in order to find out what is actually useful in the devil card. And it gets into dreams, it gets into that kind of understanding and getting into the darker parts of the personality or the mind or the psyche that can make you uncomfortable, but ultimately, as you become more comfortable doing that, it makes you better and better and stronger and more like this capable, always improving king who ends up being comfortable with his own feelings. So, you know, having trust in your ability to handle whatever emotions or darker feelings there are and use them in a positive way for growth and the following of what you want to actually accomplish and do are big things. And that is, and you know, this, of course, as I often say, these things don't apply just to one area. So this kind of thing is not, you know, it doesn't apply just to dealing with a medical situation or a work situation, or it just applies in general. But we need to, in certain situations in life, we just need to remind ourselves of them, you know, so that we enjoy things, you know, so that we do things that we actually love without feeling bound to, you know, like with me, if I have a medical thing, sometimes I can find myself getting totally stuck and tied into the, oh my God, what? Oh no. You know, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's why that devil card is there. It's like, okay, that happens. Of course that happens. But look at the king over there. Look, is he doing that? No. He's got all those feelings right there in that cup. That's the cup of the heart right there. And look at the knight. He got up on his horse and he just went and started making something. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You could be into making, I don't know, you could be into like coloring in teacups or whatever it is you like to do, basically, is what that card is saying. Just have fun and do it. So I hope that sort of gives some sort of insight and ideas. You're very welcome, Wandering Bishop.